Hey everyone, Mike Mulligan here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am a certified orientation mobility specialist, and today I'm going to be demonstrating in a first-person view me walking around a residential block using a white cane. And along the way, I'll give some narration and tips of different skills and techniques I would use to get around this block independently and safely. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so we can get started now. Right now I'm on the pathway that leads up to my house, so at the set of stairs that leads up to my house. And I'm going to be walking around this residential block. I'm going to go left or north, and along this residential block I'm going to be walking, there's both sidewalk and not sidewalk. So you'll get to see a lot of different techniques in action, and I'll do my best to narrate the different techniques so you have an idea of what I'm doing. Okay, so we can get started here. First I'm going to be using index finger grip and constant contact. And I like to trail here on my left side. That way I know when the sidewalk opens up for me to turn left and start heading north. Okay, so I'm going to head up this pathway here. I'm just going to walk in the center of the sidewalk doing constant contact. And I'm looking to find that corner at the end so I know to make my first left going west. So constant contact here, hitting a few cracks, but going pretty well. It's starting to snow on me a little bit here in April. Wasn't expecting that, but that's okay. So for finding corners, there's a lot of different ways to locate corners, but here I'm looking for a curb drop-off. So my cane just felt the drop-off, some dirt there and things, but felt the drop-off, so I know I found the corner. So I'm going to be heading now west, but here the sidewalk ends, so I'm going to head down this street here. So along here, I like to trail because that way I don't venture out into the middle of the street. This is a pretty quiet residential area, so there's not many cars, but sometimes there is. So trailing can be helpful. So, yep, just walking along the street, heading downhill. Okay, passing the driveway. Still doing constant contact. I'm trailing the shoreline, the inside shoreline against the houses. And when I'm walking in this in the street like this where there's no sidewalk, I like to be walking with against traffic. So traffic's coming towards me, not with me. So the traffic comes from 12 o'clock towards me. Okay, passing another driveway. Okay, made it to the other side. So coming up here, there's going to be some cars in my pathway, so I'll show you what I'll do to get around those. Okay, found another driveway. Okay, an idling car, which can be a little hard to tell if they're trying to move or not, so you got to be careful there. So when I come up to a car, my cane will come in contact with it. I'm going to move out and trail it, be moving out into the street, so you just want to pause and listen, make sure no cars are coming. And then I'll trail the car. And here there's two cars, so I'd probably end up going back a little bit until I find the next car, and then reverse and then start trailing until the car ends. I could find my shoreline again. Continue on. So now I know that I got to make another left here. This corner is a little less obvious. It's just a kind of dirt corner with no sidewalk or curbs. So I'm going to, because I know this route, I know this is the corner I'm looking for. So I'm just going to trail that around the corner. So still doing constant contact and trailing. Snow's starting to come down pretty good now. Okay. Okay. So I found a car here in my pathway, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to trail around it, stop to listen. All right. So we'll go around the car until I can find my shoreline again. And again, I'm still doing constant contact. Wow, this snow is, picked the wrong time to do this. Okay. So I know that after that van, I come to this curb here. And after this curb, there's a driveway. So I can bypass this driveway. But I do know when I come across this driveway, after I pass it, I can now turn left and trail to my right. And that leads me back onto a sidewalk. So I like to be on the sidewalk, if there is one, instead of the street, just for safety reasons. So I'm going to walk here with constant contact again. I'm just traveling in the middle of the sidewalk. This is a pretty beat up sidewalk. And again, I'm aiming for that corner to make my next left. So I'm doing constant contact still. And this corner up here, if I keep going straight, when I get to this corner, I'm going to feel the slope down. So that's a good way of indicating it's a corner. There's also a texture change and a little bit of a drop off. So I'm going to make a left, and I can also use the traffic from the cars as a way of knowing that I am at the corner or an intersection. So that's 3 turns, almost there. So constant contact. My fingers are definitely getting a little cold. This is just a really long, straight part of the sidewalk, which is good. And one thing I wanted to point out, if I were to veer when I'm crossing one of these driveways, if I were to veer into the driveway, my cane would come in contact with the shoreline or grass straight ahead. So I can turn back 90 degrees and then trail the grass line until I relocate the sidewalk. So that's a good way of recovering from veering into either a pathway or a driveway. Hit a good crack there. And I'm using a marshmallow roller tip, and it does a pretty good job of not getting jammed, but this is a pretty beat up sidewalk. So one thing I can do if I feel like I'm getting stuck a lot is go to 2-point touch. So just tapping left and right instead of dragging the cane tip on the ground. All right, and then there's one more corner up here before I turn left back up towards my house. So here, this corner, I am again going to be looking for a little bit of a drop off. Okay, found the drop off with my cane. Make another left turn. Continue on. So here, to find my house, which is the third house on the left, and there's several different pathways before then. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to start trailing so I can count that to help me locate my house. So, okay, so I found the first pathway, that's 1. Okay, second opening feels like a driveway. past the driveway, connected, okay. Still trailing. Okay, 3. 4. 5. Okay, almost there, which would be nice. It's so cold out and it's snowing. And 6. Okay, so was my trip around the block. Hopefully that was helpful in seeing a cane in action and giving you some narration and tips of how there's different skills to be used to get around a block independently and safely. Have a wonderful day.